I mean, Hatton's weight has been erratic in the past.
Yeah, I think that they, I think that the weigh-in, I think they'll both weigh in perfectly, and I think that they're just expecting to, or they'll be hoping to see some sort of argy-bargy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Spencer, we'll leave it there. We'll go live now to Vegas.
MGM Grand will be a great night of boxing as well as tomorrow night. Now, the event tonight will be in the Grand Ballroom, and it'll be after the weigh-in, featuring 6 of the best fighters from the United Kingdom. Would you like to meet them now? Let's bring up to the stage at this time a perfect professional record, 21 bouts, 21 victories. From Manchester, England, Johnny Murray.
This has been the night. They're queuing tonight's fight.
Yes, they are. I'm sorry they are.
Also undefeated from Walsall, England. 10 bouts, 10 victories. Please welcome Martin Gethin. From London, England. 10 victories, only 1 defeat. He now trains out of Indianapolis.
Yes,
here's Jimmy Campbell.
A small hall sort of bill if they can't have that sort of thing in Las Vegas on tonight, featuring a number of British fighters, and they're just being introduced to the crowd ahead of this one. So many big names here though behind the scenes today. We spoke a little earlier on to Lennox Lewis, Joe Calzaghe and Enzo Macronelli, those 2 Welsh world champions. Joe Calzaghe, of course, the best super middleweight in the world for the last decade. He's just here at ringside alongside him, Enzo Macronelli, the cruiserweight world champion. They're all just enjoying, soaking up the big fight atmosphere here. Quite remarkable it is. Shane Mosley's just appeared at ringside as well. And of course Bernard Hopkins, the executioner himself, Bernard Hopkins, is also here enjoying all the atmosphere and all the big fight frenzy that has followed Ricky Hatton around here today. It is a connoisseur's fight, isn't it, Ian?
Well, it is a connoisseur's fight, you're right, but this is a fight I think that transcends boxing. This is like the old Muhammad Ali fights, where people who don't follow the sport at all are going to stay up all night in Britain. There'll be big parties going on to 4 o'clock in the morning. I know loads and loads of people who are getting the drinks in, something a little stronger than coffee, I think, in a few cases. They don't want to miss it. They don't want to miss it, and they want to watch it live, too.
And remarkable, too, and it's a point worth making, that 25,000 or so Ricky Hatton fans have come over here. Only 4,000 of them have official tickets. I've got official tickets at the MGM box office here. They just want to be in the city where this event is taking place.
That's right, and it's great that most of them, or a fair few of them, have got in here today. I mean, they're putting up a limit of 7,000, so there's a lockout here as well. A lot of the British fans haven't even got to this, but this will be their only chance, really, some of them, to see the fighters in the flesh. But they will be watching happily, paying $50 a head on a closed circuit in different venues around the city, so they'll feel like they're part of it. Once they've seen it, they're going to bomb round to the MGM, I'm sure, and see if they can get part of the atmosphere again after the fight, and they'll be hoping, of course, that it's a victorious British atmosphere. I mean, this place, it'll just be wild tomorrow night if Hatton does it.
That's, of course, one of the big fight characters, Michael Buffer, coordinating affairs here.
I need your attention.
But they do know how to put a show on in Las Vegas. Let's just listen into this announcement.
First off, we want to welcome everybody, all the fans from Grand Rapids and the fans from you Brits that are here, obviously. No, listen. No booing. All right. Okay, hold it. Okay.
Who is he? He's the director of sport for the MGM Grand.
That's Bob Harrison there, just the director of sport from the MGM Grand Hotel where this fight is taking place.
I want to give you some information.
It's been very good natured. Some of the fans queuing from 4 o'clock this morning to get in and catch a glimpse of this weigh-in. There's many locked out outside despite the empty seats. I mean, this area can hold about 7,000. They've tried to have a little bit few.
You want to hear the odds?
Curious, fight odds. We're going to get them right now, the latest ones. any minute now, we believe.
Well, we're not going to give you the odds, but I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. It's been reported that in the history of British sports, the money that is being wagered on Ricky Hatton is the greatest in British sports history. At this time, we'd like to bring up some future Hall of Famers that are in attendance. They are part of the Golden Boy promotional team. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a three-time world champion, Sugar Shane Mosley.
Here's Sugar Shane Mosley
Sugar Man
coming up to the sky, just lost to Miguel Cotto.
In this arena with Oscar De La Hoya. Just lost to Miguel Cotto.
Two-time world champion, Juan Manuel Marquez.
Marco Antonio Barrera.
This is Juan Manuel Marquez. So I think Barrera will be here in a minute, though. You're right.
City of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. For 10 years, he ruled as the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, the reigning light heavyweight champion of the world, two-time champion, Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins.
Bernard Hopkins there, who yesterday told me he believed Ricky Hatton would win this fight. Unbelievable this. Just to touch on what Michael Buffer had just said there, and it is a fact, £15 million is going to be staked in UK bookmakers on this fight. More money than for any individual sportsman to win any event. That's more money than Tim Henman to win a Wimbledon title, more money than Colin Montgomery to win a golf major, and more money than was staked for Lewis Hamilton to win the Formula 1 World Championship. But look at these great fighters. Bernard Hopkins, Juan Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, just enjoying this. I don't think many of their weigh-ins over the years had any kind of atmosphere like this. They are really loving this. Oscar De La Hoya, who also, Ian Dart, also believes Ricky can win this fight.
Yes, he does, and he was in the gym the other day giving some tips to Ricky Hatton. He said, don't forget the jab to set up the attacks. That's what I was doing the first 6 rounds. Then I forgot the jab in the later part of the fight when Mayweather took over and stole what was a pretty close decision. He says Hatton will keep up the pressure better. He'll be more intense. He's younger, and he's in, as you keep on saying, the very best shape of his life here.
Hatton's youth as well could well be a factor. I mean, I think he looks at the De La Hoya fight over the first 6 rounds as perhaps a blueprint for him. Perhaps with his greatest stamina, he believes he can carry on that pattern into the second half of the fight.
Yeah, maybe, but I think a question here as well, you know, while we're talking about weight to weigh in, remember that De La Hoya, who's a light middleweight, couldn't really make a dent in Mayweather. So how does a fighter like Ricky Hatton, who naturally is a stone lighter than De La Hoya, do it tomorrow? Big question.
And from Wales,
So.
the undefeated.
I think we have underrated, perhaps, or rather neglected to talk about Floyd Mayweather's during the course of this fight. We're not interrupting you because Joe Calzaghe and Enzo Macronelli have just taken to the stage to huge acclaim.
Look at the reception Calzaghe's getting here. Of course, he's never fought in America, and there's all this talk about a big showdown between him and Bernard Hopkins, who's up there, of course. Those two had a bit of a face-off in the media room earlier on. I think it was mainly for the cameras.
Is it going to happen, Bernard? Is it going to happen? Calzaghe repeated to him. And Hopkins, well, he was keeping pretty tight-lipped about it, but you're right. Look at these scenes. These are incredible scenes, aren't they?
What I will say is that Joe Calzaghe now needs to have a fight in the United States, I think. I mean, he was just sensational, though, against Mikhail Kessler the other day in Cardiff, and there were 50,000 at that. There is a bit of a boxing revival going on at the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and I think the Kessler fight, does it not set this one in context? A very good world title fight, but this is something just a little bit extra special. This is a history fight, isn't it?
It is. This will go down. I think if Hatton does this, it will be the biggest win by a British fighter since Lloyd Hunnigan went to Atlantic City. He fought the Floyd Mayweather of his time, Donald the Cobra Curry. They couldn't believe it. He destroyed him in 6 rounds. Nobody in America had even heard of Lloyd Hunnigan. Well, they've heard of Hatton, that's for certain.
That's right, yes. I think this fight stands comparison to that one, certainly. Hatton, unlike Hunnigan, a champion of standing, an undisputed champion at lightweight.